Today is a day you will always remember, the greatest in anyone's life. You'll start off the day just two people in love, and you'll end it as husband and wife. It's a brand new beginning, the start of a journey with moments to cherish and treasure. And I know there'll be times when you both disagree. These will surely be outweighed by pleasure. You'll have heard many words of advice in the past when the secrets of marriage were spoken, but you know that the answers lie hidden inside where the bond of true love lies unbroken. So live happy forever as lovers and friends. It's the dawn of a new life for you. As you stand there together with love in your eyes from the moment you whispered, I do. And with luck, all your hopes and your dreams can be real. May success find its way to your hearts. Tomorrow can bring you the greatest of joys, but today is the day it all starts.
Next up, Father of the Bride, Mike. If you can just pass the mic over to Mike, that'd be great.
Mike. You going there?
No, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Mike's
got the mic.
Mike, move out a bit.
No.
Sing it up.
Should I wrap it?
Yeah.
I'm Mike, Naomi's dad. Anyone that doesn't know me, I would like to thank everyone for taking the long journey to this beautiful island of Cyprus. I know that's been a long wait with all the COVID and the cancellations, but I think it's all been well worth it, and I think you'd all agree. To see my daughter Naomi getting married to Johnny, it was like to say, Naomi, absolutely, like to say Naomi is absolutely stunning, and all the bridesmaids as well. I'd like to welcome John to the family. No, he's been a part of the family for all these years. It's been a long time coming. Finally, I would like to say I love Naomi so much. And it's been absolutely emotional today for me to see you getting married. That's it.
There you go.
Next up, it's the groom, Jonathan.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's four pages of thank yous.
Kept it short.
Okay. Page at a time. Right, here goes. This could be interesting for someone who has a heart made of stone for so long, and since getting older, like, I am an emotional wreck at these events. Luckily, I think I kept myself more composed than I thought I was going to be today, so I was quite surprised myself. I mean, I am that bad that I was nearly tearing up watching the final of Love Island, and I don't really watch the show, but obviously. Thanks, Mike, for the kind words. I knew your speech would be hard to follow, and it was pretty hard to follow, wasn't it? But we made it. Third time lucky. Was kind of hoping moneypox would catch on. Monkeypox, not moneypox. And we'd start off a new pandemic and we could put it off, but here we are. Anyway, on behalf of my wife and I, I'd like to thank you all for making the trip and coming out here to the beautiful island of Cyprus. Sounds like I've just ripped you out of you, that. We know it's not an easy nor expensive thing to rock up, but from the bottom of both our hearts, we're extremely happy, proud, and lucky that you've all come out here to share our special day. Now, there's going to be a few toasts in this speech, so if you could all make sure that all your glasses are full, that'd help a lot. It almost also makes sure that you're all drunk and you won't remember a word that Rick's about to say. First of all, I need to give a big appreciation to the woman who is sitting right next to me right now. I think everyone will agree that she looks absolutely stunning today. I honestly couldn't be more prouder of the beautiful woman that has agreed to be my wife. For those that don't know, Naomi and I met in the Jolly Hatters pub on a Wednesday night when the pub quiz was in full flow. In the pub that night was a table full of stunners. Like, they dominated the quiz each week, so obviously they had the looks as well as brains. And I can even remember their names. There was Rick, Chris, Gaz, Russ, Ben, Matt, to name a few. It's fair to say that it wasn't love at first sight or plain sailing relationship. If we start at the beginning, the supposedly 18-year-old Naomi failed to mention to me while all this ogling was going on that she was in fact 17 at the time. So we remained friends, which is probably the cleanest way I could say that with being kids around for about a year. In that time together, we've had many experiences and adventures, from sailing around the Greek islands on a private yacht, sunning it up on the sands of Barbados, and dragging around London for our Monopoly-style proposal. We've also been blessed with the most gorgeous and perfect daughter in Eliza, who completed our mini family, and Naomi has been and continues to be an incredible mother to her. So, the first toast of the day will be to you. If you could all raise your glasses to Naomi. Hey, you can dance if you want. I suppose I should do it as well. Yeah. Cheers. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids. God, what's up with me? Lola, Maisie and Bethany, for all you've done for both of us today and over the years. Again, you all look absolutely incredible. I'm very proud to have all of you as sister-in-laws. It's only fair that not to miss out Niall too. Although he didn't make it into Team Bridesmaid, I'm still glad to have gained you as a brother-in-law. So if we could all raise another glass to the bridesmaids and Niall. I'd also like to thank Naomi's parents, Michael, Geraldine and Joanne and Gary. From the moment I was introduced to you all, I felt part of the families. All of you have helped us in so many different ways over the last 16 years that we will both be eternally grateful. So again, another raised glass, please, for the parents. That's the idea. Okay, this last toast, I'm going to keep this section as brief as possible, and that's no disrespect for the people that's included, but it's more so that I can get through this without being an emotional wreck. There are faces that couldn't be here today. That includes both Sam and my parents, as well as various grandparents of Naomi. All of the above, I know, would have loved to have been here for this special day. So, a final glass raised to absent friends. Whew. I also have a couple of special thank yous that I'd like to do now, which has made today perfect, as I'm sure you'll agree it has been so far. Thank thanks to Makis and his team who own this entire beautiful setting that we're in today. He did pull me to a side before and say, should I do this again, he's going to give me a bit of a discount. So it's really nice of him, that, to be fair. Massive thank you to Katie and the Marry Me Cyprus team and Naomi. Not you, the other Naomi that's here. There she is. You have been amazing at every step of this journey, and how you have kept your cool with this Naomi's constant barrage of messages, changes, alterations. I'll never know. She's an absolute bridezilla. I'd also like to thank MasterCard and Visa, without whom this wedding would never have been possible. My wife and I will be forever in their debt. Well, that pretty much wraps it up from me. Before I hand over the mic to the best man, a best man that I have known literally all my life, a best man that has been there for me in all the curveballs that life has thrown at us, the good and the bad. He gave me the best stag do that I could ask for, and I've always been proud to call him my best friend. Right, I'm definitely going to go now, so I'll leave you with a few wise words. This one, I only discovered the other night when we went for a meal with your dad and the others at the lodge. And when you go to the toilet, there was a quote on the mirror. And as soon as I saw it, I took a picture of it. I was like, it's perfect. It's like how I'm ending the speech. And it was this. This isn't even a funny one. This is like serious. It was, yeah. Wash your hands, wear a mask. No, it was, life is not measured in the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take our breath away. So here's to many more of those moments together. And the last one is this. Johnny Depp got 15 million for being with a crazy chick. I'm doing it for free. Thank you.
Finally, the best man, Rick.
Yeah, mate. Cheers, mate.
Mic check, check, check. Okay. Right. Made me cry then. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this sunny terrace on this beautiful island for Mr. and Mrs. Yarwood's wedding day. Now, I've known Johnny for a long time, and I've managed to condense his speech to just under 2 hours. So you've all charged your glasses and sitting comfortably. In the words of the great Sir Alex Ferguson, love is like toothache. It doesn't show up in x-rays, but it's there. Before I start, I've got to say a big thank you to someone for making today possible. Without this person and her team, this wedding would never have happened. Johnny has always said he'd only marry Naomi when England won either the World Cup or the European Championships. Now, the boys failed on many occasions to Johnny's delight, but I'd like to raise a glass to Serena Wyman and the England ladies team for giving Naomi her dream, to the England ladies football team, European champions. That was crazy, wasn't it? Okay, a best man's speech supposed to be funny, so let's break the ice and do some jokes. How do you know the difference between a straight shark and a gay shark? Straight shark. Dun 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 dun. Gay shark. Dun 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 dun. And how do you feed a gay horse? Hey. Okay, on a serious note, I know you love that song, that's why I put that in. On a serious note, it is an honour to be asked to be Johnny's best man, and for him to finally admit that I am the best. So we're going to start with a quick few facts about Johnny that some of you might not know. He's a proper nosy neighbour. If you want to know anything from how much a house of Warren Close has sold for, and who's moving in, how many kids they've got, what the jobs are, he's your man. He's got a fetish about watching old ladies put the bins out. It drives him crazy. He's the king of forging documents. Okay, so if you're in a foreign country and you need any documentation, Johnny's your man. He's actually saved me on a few incidents. It's pretty handy tip that. Johnny has run the London Marathon in 4 hours 30 minutes. Fact. He's got the documentation to show it. Not many of you know this, but Johnny's quite musical. He used to play the saxophone. Hopefully he's going to give us a rendition tonight. And Johnny actually taught me how to play Wonderwall on guitar. So there you go. Worked out better for me, I'll be honest. And finally, if there's a loophole in any supermarket offer where you can pack 12 packs of beer through the till at Morrison's and it only charges you for one, Johnny knows about it. On a serious note, today has been absolutely brilliant so far. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say what an amazing day it's been. And Naomi, you look amazing. And remember, never underestimate the power of marriage. It's great being married, finding that special someone that you want to annoy for the rest of your life. Now, one of the best man's jobs is to organise a stag do. So last week of freedom for the groom-to-be. But unfortunately, Johnny's told me not to mention the stag do. You know, what goes on tour stays on tour and all that. But I can honestly say, apart from leisurely boat cruises, scenic adventures in Tribant cars, and the relaxation in thermal spas, there isn't much else to mention. There is one thing, though, I would like to mention. I'd like to present an award. And this is an award to Mr. Mike Barrow. There we go, mate. And that was for sharing a room on your own with Gary all weekend. All right, son. I did realise, Naomi, that you've now dropped Barrow from your name. Now, on the stag do, I was Johnny's Barrow in a wheelbarrow race. And he dropped me several times. So it's probably best that you are now a Yarwood. It was pretty hard thinking back to things that we've done over the years. Because we've known each other for a long time. And quite a lot's gone on. As Johnny's a whole year older than me, he's always been there to get me into trouble. Do you remember Ethel Austin's in Denton? Yeah, that was the scene for our first heist. Now, as far as criminal outfits go, we were up there with the best of them. We were about 7 or 8. We went into Ethel Austin's on our own, and we saw these Man United wallets. They were class, and we wanted them. But we couldn't afford them. So dejected, we left the shop. We got outside, and Johnny goes, I reckon we could steal them. Now, I remember being pretty scared. This was my first loot at such a young age. But one of us looked out while the other one put 2 wallets down his trousers and casually walked out. As soon as we were outside, we legged it. So we pulled off the heist, and that was the start to our criminal empire. Although, it didn't really work out like that, did it, Johnny? We both convinced ourselves that the shop had CCTV, and they would catch us, and the police would come a knocking. So we went down the stream at Jackson's Gardens and buried the wallets. They would still be there to this day. But don't worry, Johnny. Ethel Austin's is now shut. They won't be after us anymore. I went back and I dug them up. And this is your wallet we worked so hard for. We got away with it, mate. Heist completed. Boom. Come on. Now, like Johnny said, we've known each other since day dot. So obviously there's been a lot of play about as kids. Mostly friendly. But sometimes, you know, kids can just be cruel. We were about 10 or 11. Obviously I was 10, Johnny was 11. And we were playing in Johnny's... This is terrible. We were playing in Johnny's back garden. And I decided it'd be funny to lock Johnny in his shed. So as soon as he went in the shed, I shut the door and I padlocked it. And then I taunted him and buried the key in front of him. And then I left. I went to my grandma's because she was looking after me. I got distracted, and honestly, I didn't mean to, but I just totally forgot about him. This is true. He was in there for ages. A few hours later, the phone goes, and I can hear my gran saying, "No, Jonathan's not here. Richard's on his own watching the TV." It was then I remembered I knew I was in the shit. He'd been in there for hours. It was pretty bad. Sorry, mate. Half an hour later, there's a knock at the door. Now, to say Eileen was pissed off, it's a bit of an understatement. She'd found a little boy locked in the shed. And then I had to go back and unbury the key and let him out. I got in a bit of trouble for that one. Sorry, mate. I apologise for that. I don't know what happened. I kind of got the impression that Eileen and John preferred to leave Johnny at home when they went away on holiday. Because as soon as they could legally leave him, they were off. This is how the parties at Johnny's house started. We were about 16, 17, and Eileen and John were away on holiday. Loads of us in his house. We're all staying overnight, crashing on the sofas or anywhere you can lie down. We were drinking cans of Carling when Chris Hume decides we should make a beer tower in the front window. It went on until the whole window was full of beer cans. It became quite the attraction on the street, with neighbours stopping outside to take pictures. There's still pictures knocking it around today. I'm not sure Eileen and John saw the funny side, but it was pretty impressive, wasn't it? Another time, Johnny was left at home, obviously, mum and dad away. We discovered smoking weed and making waterfalls out of 2-litre Coca-Cola bottles. Eileen and John came home, and the next thing, Johnny sat down in front of them for a chat. And they asked him, seriously, "Jonathan, are you a heroin addict?" They'd found tinfoil and a spoon in the bathroom and started researching what to do if your son's a drug addict. I'm still not quite sure how you got out of that one. That was a good one. So 2013, we're moving on. I worked in Mallorca, and Johnny, Chris, Tim, and my brother came out for a month and stayed with me, mainly on the balcony. I was singing in a bar in a duo, and we used to play a game and just mess about. And we gave people a shot. It can only be described best as petrol, alcoholic petrol. It was horrendous. It was even worse than that shit in Budapest. Yeah, it was worse than that. If you were stupid enough to have any more one shot, then you were in a bad way. Anyway, so their first night, and we get them up to do a game, and obviously we get them to do a shot. So Chris and Tim lasted about half an hour and then went home. But fair play to Johnny, he stuck it out. It gets to about midnight, and we go to this club. Now Johnny's in a bad way at this point. He's pretty bad. I sit him down on a stool, and I tell him, you know what's coming, don't you? I sit him down on a stool, I tell him not to move, and literally he's here. I turn to the bar for 5 minutes to get a drink. I look back, he's gone. He's absolutely vanished. I check the club, no signs. Go upstairs, have a look around the square, nothing. So when they came to the house, there's a bar called Bar Montserrat. So I said, if you're going to get a taxi home, tell the taxi driver, Calarigos, Bar Montserrat. So I'm thinking, Johnny's wasted. He's never going to remember this. There's no chance. So I get on my scooter and I go home. And as I pull it up, I can see a taxi with its hazards on outside the house. And Si, who I lived with, he was holding Johnny back, paying for his taxi. And Johnny's going, "Monster rat! Monster rat, you knobhead!" Brits abroad, eh? We all have that one drink that you've had a bad experience with as a kid. You know, that one that you can't drink anymore. Johnny's is Pernod. Another holiday for Eileen and John. Johnny's left at home. So there's a party. Oh my God, he's got two. I shouldn't have said I'd have one as well. Obviously too young to buy alcohol from the shop. You have to improvise. This is the first time, isn't it? This has been the first time since. He's never had it since. This was a long time ago. Obviously, we're too young to buy alcohol from the shop, so you have to improvise and steal it from your mum and dad's drink cabinet. We were in luck. There was some beers and a bottle of Pernod, which Johnny ended up drinking pretty much the whole bottle. Needless to say, the driveway got a good decorated that night, didn't it? So cheers, Johnny. This is it. Do you reckon you can do it? No. This is horrendous. Go on, give him a round of applause. Yeah, Mas. Bring up memories. Oh, it's horrendous. That is horrendous, you're right. On to something. A few years later, it's Thursday nights. Oh, Wednesday. You said Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday. Oh, was it Wednesday? A few years later, it's Wednesday nights, quiz nights, and karaoke at the Top Jolly. Now, the lad's in there thinking with the dogs, and Naomi comes in and sits at another table with her mates. And she's looking over, checking out Matt, I think it was. Is it? That's right, isn't it? Awkward. Johnny obviously did something right, though, because I think it was mine and Johnny's version of Some Might Say on karaoke. Oh, he did it. I noticed that today when he was naked in the apartment. I did actually think, yeah, got a good point there. Anyway, moving on. Johnny knew he had his work cut out when he met Naomi and realised Naomi, spelt backwards, spells I moan. It seems like such a long time ago now. We had some great times together as couples, from our fivesome in Calador with Chapman to causing plane delays in Egypt due to having a poo before takeoff. From late night bars in Manchester to cheese and wine nights and playing board games at home. We've always had a great time together. You both created a beautiful little girl, and I know Eileen and John would be so proud and love her to bits. You both must be doing something right, as she's so well behaved and growing into the perfect young lady, and you both should be very proud. Yep. Jesus. Johnny, it's been a pleasure to be your best man. You've been a great friend throughout my life, so far. Although, if I had to do a wheelbarrow race to save my life and I had to pick any partner, you would be my last choice. I hope you enjoyed your stag do. It's been a pleasure to know you all this time. We've had some great times together as friends and also as couples with Natasha and Naomi. I know your mum and dad will be really proud of you today and really happy that you've met Naomi and are so happy together. The best man should end with a piece of advice for the groom. So, Johnny, always remember, a man in a relationship, you have a choice. You can either be happy. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. You can always remember, you have a choice. You can be right or you can be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, would you be upstanding and raise a glass one more time for your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Yarwood. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.